Hi everyone, I'm Amy from the Wakelet team. We'll just give it a minute just for everyone to start, but thank you all so much for joining. Hi Dan.
Hi Amy.
Lovely to see so many of you here. I hope you're having a wonderful time at the MtMoot conference. I am joined by James. We'll do some introductions just while everyone comes on. I mean, happy for you guys to sit back and talk in the chat, or you can jump on as well. That's absolutely fine. But yeah, as I said, my name's Amy. I work on the community team at Wakelet. So it's my job to support our community of educators with them using Wakelet and then sharing that within their communities as well. And as a bonus, I get to do these fantastic webinars and sessions and things like that as well. James, over to you. Do you want to give a little intro?
Yeah, hello everyone. It's an honour to be here to speak to you about Wakelet and give you an introduction to the platform. I'm James, also on the community team here at Wakelet, and just like Amy, it's my job and our job to invite you all onto the platform we've built, Wakelet, show you how it works, and just make sure you and your students are having a fantastic time using it. So we'll do an introduction to Wakelet today, a few demos, and there's always options for question and answers after the session, so towards the end. But also after this, we'll give you our email so you can reach out anytime if you have any questions.
Awesome. Okay, great. I think without further ado, we'll get started. But yeah, over to you, James. I'll let you kick off.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so I've got a few slides just to introduce Wakelet to you all. Actually, it'd be great to know in the chat, first off, if you could let me know, have you heard of Wakelet before? Yes or no? That'll give us a nice idea of who we've got here. But I am going to guess that not many of you have heard of Wakelet or use it currently. So we'll start from the beginning of why Wakelet exists and why you need Wakelet as a learning platform in your classroom and in your school as well. So currently, we are living in a world of information overload. There's too much information for educators, for students, but for everyone in general. The web is only growing ever bigger every single day. There's more articles being uploaded, tutorial videos, blogs, and educators and students are just overwhelmed with all of this information. Students, I think this is fair to say, these problems and challenges that students are facing have probably been highlighted a bit more through the pandemic. But for example, they are facing a lot of challenges such as too many distractions in their lives, in the classroom. They're a TikTok generation where they have at their fingertips all this amazing technology they can set their hands on, and there's too much going on, and even in information wise there's so much going on in the classroom in terms of information. They have difficulty remembering facts and figures and stats and even passwords to new tech tools. There's a lack of access to resources, again highlighted by the pandemic, but it's always been there. Not every student has access to the right resources, and of course a big thing we try to solve, students can be very disorganized and feel overwhelmed. Again, the pandemic's highlighted all of this, but I think in general, students have so much information, so many classes, so many things they're focusing on, that they can feel overwhelmed at times. And that's the same for educators too. You have exactly the same challenges. You may feel overwhelmed because there are only a certain amount of hours in a day. You'll always run out. There's too much time or not enough time to plan, to get everything ready. So it is hard to keep organized, and maybe if you are organized, it may then be hard to deliver your materials, your learning resources easily and visually for your students. Other things balanced on top of that, you wear many hats, you've got so much paperwork, so much work to do, marking, and then on top of that as well, you may have students who are from different backgrounds, have diverse needs, and maybe there is a lack of parental support for students and for yourselves. So with Wakelet, we've tried to look at all these challenges and also look at other tech tools that you're using to make sure that we solve those problems and those challenges, and also create a solution that is unlike any other. Because the platforms we've looked at, and we've been working with our community on this, are educators from around the world who are currently using tech tools, and they're saying words such as these. They're saying tech tools are too focused on admin, some of them are unengaging, they're too text heavy, they're complicated, they're outdated in many cases, difficult to use, clunky, and I think that's a key one at the bottom there, out of touch with what students and teachers actually need. So again, here at Wakelet, we've tried to look at all these and not be any of these words. And then just to kind of reiterate that as well in kind of visual format, you may recognize some of these current tools, LMSs, tech platforms you're using. And I think it's fair to say they're not very engaging, they're not interactive, not very inspiring. Imagine you as a student looking at this, again, dealing with that TikTok generation, those that are on Snapchat and all these amazing tech tools and have so much content at their fingertips. When they're looking at their platforms they're using, they don't correlate. They'd rather use TikTok because it is more engaging than the platforms that are here. Not much color to them, not much going on, and again, not very inspiring. So again, we looked at all these and said, okay, so teachers need a flexible, collaborative and easy to use platform that helps them deliver materials, learning resources, content to students. And for the students, it needs to be in a simple, visual and engaging way. So that is what we believe we've built at Wakelet, which Amy will show you in a short while. Wakelet allows for all those problems to be solved. Wakelet allows for better collaboration between students, not just in the classroom, but also maybe if you're hybrid learning still, those at home, those in the classroom, wherever, and even collaboration with your teachers too. It makes information exchange faster and easier, and it also improves those 21st century digital skills for your students. The skills that may not be currently in your curriculum, the skills they've developed, such as collaborating or critical thinking or creativity, all of them are encompassed within using the Wakelet platform. And then a bunch of other stuff, being able to improve that student engagement, enrich that communication between the whole school community, not just your students or your other teachers, the parents, your principal, the entire school community as well. And this is how easy Wakelet is to use. Amy will show you in a second just how easy it is to use. But in 4 steps, this is what it is. On the right-hand side, this little image, this explains what Wakelet does. We take those URLs that you see on screen now, we convert them into content, and that content, you can then organize it however you want. It's simple as copy and pasting links, really, really simple. You can add your own content, such as images, notes, infographics, videos, PDFs. And then, of course, you can then share and collaborate with students, teachers, parents, your school community. And of course, it can be safe and secure in a private space as well. And then just on screen here, really, really simple. Wakelet can be used for literally anything. Just a few ideas there. You can create whatever you like, a newsletter. You could create a lesson plan, a bank of resources, a resource hub, a portfolio even, a document of your professional development, literally anything. We allow you to organize content in one place. How you do that is completely up to you. But just look here how nice and engaging this is, first and foremost, visual for students and your colleagues. There's multiple layouts. You can deliver it however you like, but it's always in a visual, engaging and succinct manner. And that top one there, in 2 clicks, you can share it to anyone you like. And with Wakelet as well, we're not here to say stop using the current tools you're using, whether that's Moodle, which I know you guys are using, or Microsoft 365, or Teams, or Google Classrooms. Wakelet embeds and works with these platforms here really seamlessly because, again, in Moodle or in other LMSs and Classrooms, Teams, it may not be that engaging for your students or even for yourselves. So with Wakelet, you can take the collections that you build and actually input them seamlessly and really easily into your current tools you're using. And also, if you are using other tools, Wakelet can always replace them as well, because Wakelet, I don't think I mentioned this yet, is 100% free, and it always will be. So I know there's probably a few smiles there. Wakelet is free, always will be for educating students. And like I mentioned, you could do portfolios on Wakelet for you and your students, newsletters, collaboration, lesson plans, sharing resources, and even a teacher microsite, and much more. So if you are currently using some of these platforms or others that you're paying for, you can always switch over because Wakelet does that and a lot more as well, as Aidan will go and show. And really important to us, we've been working very hard on accessibility. So for anyone who speaks a different language, wherever they are in the world, their needs that they have, Wakelet is accessible for all, and we're working even further to further that. Wakelet can be used across apps as well, whether you're a one-to-one district or your students have their own devices. You can use Wakelet on desktop, on the website, on the Android app, iOS and iPad. And then also Wakelet is completely safe and secure as well. So you may have heard of COPPA and FERPA, maybe CSPC there. they are strict privacy laws for students in the US. So yeah, just know that Wakelet is completely compliant with all of those, and whether you're using Wakelet, your colleagues or your students, Wakelet is completely secure for everyone. And then I know I've done a lot of talking here, and I'll pass over to Amy in a second, but I just want you to read the words of other educators from around the world who have been using Wakelet, and they've said such things as it's super, super easy to use. They said it promotes a collaborative classroom culture, again, whether that's in the classroom or outside of it, being able to collaborate with whoever you want. Again, Wakelet is a platform that seamlessly delivers that content, where it's multimedia, whatever media it is, you can share it all inside of Wakelet. Really flexible and accessible too. Again, anywhere you are in the world, on any device, you can always use Wakelet. And above all, we try to make our platform look beautiful and engaging. Again, students are so used to these other apps that are visual, that are engaging, that attracts their attention. Why shouldn't their learning platform be exactly the same? So again, we've tried to do that. And I'll leave you with this. This is what Wakelet is. It's a complete, versatile learning environment that educators love teaching with, and that your students will love learning with too. So yeah, what we'll do now is we'll actually show you how the platform works, how easy it is to use, and if you have any questions, we'll answer them at the end.
Yeah, thank you so much, James. I actually just wanted to address one question that came in from Rosalie there, just in the chat, asking if Wakelet was primarily for K-12, a K-12 environment. I mean, the great thing about Wakelet is it has so many uses, and we will showcase a few of these that, I mean, not even only for your students, but for yourself as well, that it really covers multiple ages of students. We have people teaching in higher ed and things like that as well. So it's really across the board. It's hard to sort of put that into a specific group, but yes, great. We have so many educators all over using it for age groups within that as well. So to answer your question, yes, but many more as well. So yeah, I hope that clarifies on that one. But yeah, any questions that you have, guys, please keep them coming. As James said, I wanted to highlight the platform itself. For those of you, a lot of you in the chat just there were saying that you haven't used it or maybe heard of it but not used it. So this will be a great sort of way to introduce you. You're in the right place. So as James was saying, Wakelet is completely free. You can sign up to Wakelet at wakelet.com for free. It's completely unlimited. There's no limits to the amount of bookmarks or items you can have or anything like that. It's not going to boot you off after an amount of time or anything like that. It's completely free and it's completely unlimited. So you can sign up and you know, don't have to worry about any of that, and just have a play around with it. But when you do, which we hope you do, sign up to your Wakelet account, you'll be greeted with a page that looks a little bit like this. This is your home area. This is where all of your wonderful collections will live. And that's what we call those. You create collections which hold a number of links here as well. So anything from, as you can see with me, I like my recipes and things like that. So you can use it personally and professionally as well. But you can use those to collect lots of resources all in one place. So as I said, when you sign up, you'll get your home area here. Won't be as many collections, but not to worry, you'll soon start building those. But when you do, you'll want to go to this green plus button there, and that allows you to create your first collection. And you'll be greeted with a page that looks like this. It's kind of like your blank canvas. And what I meant with you can create lots of things on Wakelet is you really can, from lesson plans, we've seen portfolios, we've seen a few, like James was mentioning there, lots of ways that you can use that. But when you are first starting out with Wakelet, sometimes it's easy to pick something you're passionate about, a topic, or even a class that you're teaching, or a topic that you're teaching, whether that's English, maths, history, whatever you're teaching there. Just for the purpose of this demo, I'm going to pick a topic there and do it on climate change. So as you'll see, it will prompt you for a title, and you can pop a title just in there like so. And it will also give you the option to add a description. So you can use that description to just give it a little overview of what your collection is going to include, or you can use that even to leave a bit in the instruction for whoever you're going to share this with. It could be for your class if you are sending out a lesson plan, or a collection of resources that you want them to review. or if you're sending that out to a colleague, asking them to add their favorites as well, which we'll touch on a little bit later on as well. But this description, there's no limits to how much you can have there. So I'm going to write a little note to my class, and I'm going to ask them to please review resources below ahead of class on Monday. So something as short and sweet as that, or more detailed if you want. Like I said, there's no limits there. Then there's a few options to add images and things like that, just to liven it up. And we've got a few integrations here that make it super easy for you to add images. So you can either choose from a Giphy keyboard, which we know students love. I love, so students love them as well. Or from the Unsplash library that we have partnered with. You can choose images that you have on your own computer, but we have a partnership with Unsplash here where it makes it super easy to search for free, copyright-free images that you can use here as well. So again, if you just type in the topic that you want to pop in there, it'll bring up a whole range of images that you can use. So I'm going to pick one just there. And there's a few options with the editing and how you can move that around. You can make that slightly smaller if you want to condense that. It's quite a nice way to do it there. And you can also add a background as well. So if you go to this little option at the top here and that first one, it allows you to either upload an image or again choose from the library. So I'll put a slightly different but same-ish kind of topic, and as you'll see, you'll get a different range of pictures. Some are similar, but a different range there as well. So I'm just going to pop one in the background. So the difference is from having a blank document with a load of links on it or something like that, we haven't even started adding content, and you've already got something that's really visual, really engaging, and is much more interesting to look at. And like I said, we haven't even started adding that content. To do so, you would go to this green plus here, and that brings up a whole range of options. If you kind of take it back to the basics, anything with a URL can be saved down into Wakelet. So I've only got a couple of options just to show you there, because you know there is super responsive, and you can start playing around and sort of adding those in. But what I mean is you can grab a URL from any article, blog, or anything that you're using as a resource, and you can just simply grab that URL, copy that, and paste that into that bar there. And the difference is with Wakelet is that instead of just getting a boring hyperlink that doesn't give you much context, you have a title here, you have the source in which where your item is from, you have a little description, and you have an image. So again, just that link, rather than just that blue highlighted hyperlink or anything like that, you've got a lot more context in there. You know exactly what you're going to click on, or if you're sharing that out with a student, they know exactly what they're looking for. It can be worked with all sorts of links. Like I said, anything with a URL can be saved down. So again, if I wanted to grab a link from Spotify or any audio or anything like that, again, simply copy that link, paste that there, and that plays within. The great thing about this is certain items, such as this one, will actually be embedded into your collection. So you don't have to jump in and out or anything like that. It makes it really interactive within that collection as well. So that's just to highlight URLs from lots of different places, whether they're from social tweets, Facebook, Instagram, audio URLs just like that, online gaming platforms or anything like that that you use as a learning tool with your students. They can all be saved down just simply by using that copy and paste there and popping them in that bar. But just to go through a few more options, because there are lots of ways that you can actually curate resources within your collection as well. So you can even give your collection a little bit more context with text. If you wanted to give it more of a description there, you can add it with text just here. So if I grab some text just like this, I can do so and copy that down and pop that in there. Ooh, I think my mouse has decided to break. I can pop that just in there, and that will allow me to save down text just like so as well. And then you can edit that. There's a few options in which you can change that around. You can change and break it up with headers and things like that. So it really helps with, especially if you've got lots of items in a page, it really helps to break it up. You can even hyperlink bits of text as well if you don't want the full piece in there. But you can play around with that. So you can actually add text within your collection as well. Moving along, just a few of these, you can add images. So images that you already have saved on your computer, you can add those in. PDFs, again, we know you may have PDFs saved down, interactive PDFs or anything like that, again, can be added into a collection. And you've also got your bookmarks option there as well. So if you are browsing with, say, the Wakelet extension, browser extension or anything like that, and you don't want to put them straight into a collection, you can simply bookmark those resources. And then when later on you want to put them into a collection, you can do so that way as well. And then this one last here is really cool. It allows you to add content from within that collection, even more so. With the integrations that we have here, you can actually search for content whilst you're still in your collection. So if you want to grab a tweet, if you want to document a Twitter chat or feedback from a conference, and you know the hashtag or the keyword you want to search, there's so many great resources shared through Twitter. You can actually search them by that way, or even by the user, and add them straight to your collection. You can even do so with Flipgrid videos. So you can create Flipgrid videos. You don't have to have a Flipgrid account if you don't already. It can be connected through your Wakelet account. And you can actually create short 10-minute videos, even instructional, just to give it a bit more personal touch. Great one for student interaction as well. And it's a lovely way to change up your collection and make it very much your own there as well. Also great for delivering instruction if you're doing something like a research project that you're delivering instruction to your students for. So a really nice one there as well. Same with YouTube. So with YouTube integration, you can search the topic just like this, and you can actually search for videos within your collection. And really great, you can upload as many as you want there as well. And a really great thing about the YouTube videos is that, again, they will play within your collection. You don't have to worry about jumping into another tab and then jumping back again. And they also get rid of the ads as well, which I absolutely love. It's great for when you're doing presentations, or if you are sharing that with students and you don't want them distracted by those little ads that pop up. So it eliminates those as well. And then these last two here, you can actually connect your Google Drive or OneDrive accounts to your Wakelet and add documents straight from there. So if you have created assignments or forms on either of those, or presentations on slides or anything like that, you can save those into your collection. So Wakelet, as James mentioned earlier, very much works hand in hand with a lot of those tools that you're already using, a lot of the places that you gather resources from, but allows you to put them all into one place. And by doing so, you can then easily share that out. So I want to run through a couple of the share options you have. Once you've created your collection, we've made it super easy for you actually to share that with your colleagues and with your students. So I'm going to click out of that one for now. And when you're done with your collection, you can go to done. There are a few things that you can do with the editing of this as well. You can have a play around with the order. If you notice when you hover over anything, it gives you the option to edit or delete, of course, but then you also have the option to change things around. So if you wanted to move the position of anything, you can do, even if you just wanted to simply switch it around like that as well. So yeah, a few options with that. You can even change the description if you wanted to, and give it a little bit more context, really make it your own. Up here, you can also change the layout. So there's a number of layouts there. We've got the media view, which we're in now, which is a really nice streamlined way of delivering that content. Great for things like lesson plans and newsletters, really step-by-step way of delivering that content. We've also got compact view, grid view, and mood board. Mood board's a really good one for, say, doing class discussions and things like that in collaboration. It's a really nice, fun way to put that all in one place. It's like a vision board or something like that. But yeah, you can have a play around with the editing options there, but you can move about where things are. It's not there forever if you pop it in. Well, everything's there forever. However, it does auto save. However, you can change the positioning of things whenever you want to. Just to highlight this as well, the privacy options, all of your collections by default are private, so you would have to change that to unlisted if you wanted to share it, and you also have the ability to make that public. So if you didn't mind anyone seeing that, you can make that public, and that would appear on your public profile. But we're going to switch that to unlisted just for now, and then I'm going to go to done here. And as you'll see, your collection goes into a kind of view mode, and this is how others would view it. So you can then interact with the links. Like I said, with this, it plays within your collection. Same with this one just here. So you can actually start to interact with your collection just like so. But then when you do want to share your collection, you can go to this button just here, and it'll bring up a whole range of options for you. So there's a number of integrations here which you can share straight to. So if you're using any of those, it makes it super easy. Whether you're using Teams, Classrooms, any of these socials as well, you can save it, share it directly to those. You can also copy the code. So the great thing about this link is that it is just like any other sort of link that you would go to, any article or anything like that on the web. So someone doesn't have to have a Wakelet account to be able to view your collection. A student doesn't have to sign up to be able to view this. A colleague doesn't have to sign up. A student's parent doesn't have to sign up. So you're simply sending all of these resources, all of those links with just one link, and they don't need to create an account to be able to view that. They would simply just search that link, copy that. If you're sending that over WhatsApp, an email, anything you like, you can send that over, and all they'd need to do is follow that link. I'm going in a private window, so I'm not logged in or anything like that. I'm just following this link as I would do if I didn't have an account, and I can view and interact with that collection. So again, I don't need to have login or anything like that or sign up to be able to use that. You've also got the option to export it as a PDF. This one I wanted to highlight, and you have the option to embed as well. So you can embed that into your LMS. If you are using anything like Schoology or Moodle or anything like that, you can grab that embed code and actually embed your full collection into those. So if your platform, blog, website does allow you to do so, you can copy that embed code and pop it over to there. But that's kind of Wakelet in a nutshell, creating a collection, and hopefully you've been able to see how easy it is to start gathering and popping in those resources. So like I said, it allows you to sort of house all of those really important resources and things you have from lots of different places, just in one really nice visual space that you can easily then share out as well. But yeah, I'm going to jump back, see if there's any questions, but then I'm going to let James just speak a little bit about the sort of collaboration piece of that.
Yeah, Amy, doesn't seem to be any questions, but if anyone does have any questions, please add them into the chat or save them for the end. Chandela said though she loves that you can annotate the links that you add. It helps keep organized, and remember there's context for the sites, and there's also that she said. I agree. Exactly the same for me. You can add a link into Wakelet, which is great because it's saved, it's organized, but adding that extra context underneath it or inside of it allows you to kind of preview a lot of your links and then click into the one you want to. So yeah, that's great. And then WJ says, if you download as a PDF, will the links stay active for the user?
Yes. Yeah, great thing about that is if you do download your collection as a PDF, all the links will stay active. So if that's how you want to share those, the links will remain active and you'll be able to share it that way as well.
Yeah, exactly. And Dan just said that it looks like you can collaborate with us as well, right? Yep, that is
yes.
very true. And we'll jump into that in just a second. But Amy, you're right to show how students can just log in real quick.
Of course, yes. Sorry, yes, I did want to showcase also how then your students can have accounts and create accounts. So Wakelet can actually be used by students of all ages. They can create their own account if they're 13 or over. However, if they're not, we do have the ability to set them up with a student account, which is a really safe and secure account, which you have complete oversee of, sort of like complete, not control, but you can oversee things. So if you went to the three dots just on your account there and go to your admin panel, this will bring up your admin panel and where you'd see your group. So if you use any of Google Classrooms, Microsoft, or Clever, you can actually import students straight from either of those, and it creates a student account for them. And with that, they can use Wakelet in a similar way to you, create collections, share their collections. But the difference is that you will have an oversee of their account. So when you do import them as a group there, you can go into their individual accounts, and you'll be able to see the collections they've created, and you'll be able to, you know, if they've submitted an assignment or anything like that through a collection, you'll be able to go through and access those as well. So it makes it really secure for them. It's all single sign-on, so again, they don't have to.
Hang on a second. Oh wow, hold on.
Oh,
Here,
got someone jumping on. Oh, was that a question? Sorry.
I'm not too sure. I think it might have been a background.
Okay. But yeah, no, just to sort of go over that one. They don't need to sort of, like I said, create a Wakelet account or anything. It's connected through their Google Classroom, Microsoft or Clever accounts. So it's single sign-on. As James mentioned, we're COPPA, FERPA, CSPC, EdLaw 2D compliant. They're completely secure accounts for your students. And like I said, it just gives you complete access to them. So if there is anything untoward going on their accounts or anything like that, you have full access to be able to make any changes or anything like that. So it just allows you to use Wakelet with your students of any age, even simpler than before. But yes, James wanted to go on to the sort of collaboration piece, because it's another way that you could use that with your students as well.
Exactly. With collaboration is very interesting because, of course, as an educator, you can create a collection on your own if you want to, asking your class or your students, sorry. But you actually collaborate with the individual colleagues or students, or even as a whole group as well. What I want to show it is just how easy that is to do. So I'll go ahead and create a collection in a second, and I'm going to invite everyone here to the collection. I'm all going to add something together, and I just want to see, I want you to see just how easy it is to do, and then maybe have a few ideas of how you can implement this in the classroom or with your colleagues as well. So all you do for a collection, to create a collaborative collection, is just simply create a collection, and you can use it with any of them, and obviously create the collection, add your images, your title and description. In this case, I'm going to ask a question, because in terms of collaboration, everyone working together on one thing, it can be anything from a group project all the way up to a discussion piece. So it could be, how are you feeling today? It could be a discussion around a world event, literally anything. So I'm actually going to use the title as a question. I'm going to say, what do you think of Wakelet? And how do you think you will use it? Too many things in there. I'm going to ask this to you. So have a think for the next couple of minutes, and you can all add it into here. I can add an image. Let's go with the one from Unsplash. Let's add a wake in there. There we go. A description. I can go ahead and add a description in. So I'll add some instructions in here. You can do whatever you like. I can say, hey everyone, please click edit. This won't make any sense to you currently. Please click edit and add some text to let me know what you think of Wakelet. Simple as that. So that's our instructions there. I'm going to make this a bit smaller. And then really, you can go ahead and start adding content if you want to, but if you want to invite people to collaborate and work together, you click on the invite button. So the invite button right at the top there, again, that is inviting people into the collection to add content. So inside of here, invite, there's two ways. There's the link or code, or there's username and email. Username and email is really simple. All you need to do is just type in the email address of your colleague or student, and you can go ahead and drop them an email in there really, really quickly. Or we've got link or code, link, code or QR code. That is super, super simple to invite people with and access. And the beauty of this link, code and QR code is, again, just like sharing that Amy showed, they do not need a Wakelet account to collaborate. All we ask is them to input their name, and then they're inside the collection and can start adding content. So I'll show you how that works in an incognito window. Again, this is the view of what your students or colleagues and what you'll see in a second. So they've clicked on the invite link, it loads up, and before they join the collection, it'll ask them their name. So go ahead, and this will be you in a second, add your name in. So I'll put James D. Click add, and now I am inside of the collection. I've been invited and I've joined this collection. As the student or colleague, I can see the title of what do you think of Wakelet and how do you think you'll use it, and the description of saying, please click edit and add some text to let me know what you think of it. Okay, so that's my instructions. So I can click edit up in the top right here, the green button, and now I can add with my fellow colleagues and students to the collection. and I can add anything from the web. So we could all add our favorite YouTube videos in, our favorite songs. We could add notes, which I'd like you to do in a second, of what you think of Wakelet. They can all add images in or GIFs of how they're feeling today, or their pets at home, PDF, their work. They can even create their own collection inside of here as well, if you want to do like a full-on assignment piece where they're researching a certain topic. And they can add their work from Google Drive, OneDrive, and even record their own video. But for now, just to make it easy, I'm going to invite everyone, and I'd like you to add your own text. So click on Edit, then Add Text, and then write something similar, hopefully, to this. So I love the look of Wakelet. I think I can use it with my class to collaborate on our projects. Something like that, to be as honest as possible. We'd love to hear your feedback. And then they're done. They'd go ahead and click done on the collection, and then that would be saved. Really, really simple as that. So what I'll do is I'll head back to my invite code here, and I'm going to drop this into the Zoom chat. So keep an eye on that chat down at the bottom. I'm going to drop that in there, and then you will be able to click on that, please, and then go ahead and click edit. So again, you probably won't have a Wakelet account, so click on that link. If you have a Wakelet account, you'll join straight away. If not, add your name in. It could be Mr., Mrs., James, Miss, whatever you like to put, and then you join inside of that collection. Click edit, of course, and then you'll be able to add whatever you like. And for those of you that may not be joining, you can see in real time who is joining the collection. So I see Amy's joined, Sandra, Dan, Robin, welcome to the collection. In real time, as they start writing their text, you'll see it all appear inside of the collection. So Robin saying it looks good and certainly has a place. Amazing. And then actually adding some more. Thank you, Robin. Let's see what everyone else is saying. So you'll see it's in real time here. Really, really nice to see. So I'll let you all get up to that. A few more things to point out. You'll see as you're writing your note or adding your items, there's a name underneath it. That's your name. That's just so everyone can identify who's in the collection and you as the owner know who's adding to your collection too. You'll notice as you're adding it as well when you've done, you can edit and delete your own work, but you cannot edit and delete other people's work. Only the owner of the collection can do that. So I personally can delete work, edit it however I like, but you, if you're adding content, will not be able to. That's just so students and colleagues can't change other people's work. There is other settings though to change permissions where you can actually click invite, manage contributors, and actually change people from contributors to admins to give them the same privilege. And then, for example, if Amy's adding the wrong content, I can kick Amy off, remove her from the collection. Sorry, Amy. And what I'll do now actually is I'll give it a quick refresh just in case that anything's not come through, and we'll click done to see what is being shown. So I see 30 people added. Thank you so much. See people have added content in here. Shardell says, holy cow, this is fantastic. I used Wakelet yesterday as my presentation platform. I'm going to say you already had an account. Amazing to see, Chandel. Yeah, Wakelet can be used as a presentation, but it can also be used for collaboration, for portfolios, for newsletters, whatever you like. My other concern, we'll answer that in a bit actually, Robin. Very good question. We'll do that at the end. This one, only aspect I don't know about, we'll talk use collaboration aspect. Love that, Dan. That's amazing. And again, ideas linked to this, classroom collaboration, digital portfolios, working as a team, as colleagues, as students, all towards one goal to achieve something at the end of it. It could be as simple as a 5-minute task at the beginning of the lesson. How are you feeling today? What's your favorite music? You know, all those icebreaker games. Or it can be something a lot more sophisticated, like a project working together in a group of 2, 4, the entire class, where it actually could be a full lesson. So that's what I want to share for now. You can see there's amazing feedback in here, so thank you so much for putting this in. Are there any questions in the chat about collaboration that we can go over? If not, we can go ahead and answer Robin's question there and any that come through.
I think we're all good, but I always love that one, showcasing sort of the collaboration. And like James said, there's so many ways that then you can use that, even if it's a quick activity to start you know, from the get-go, start of your class, to do a classroom discussion, simply how are you feeling today, to something like a group research project and things like that. By enabling your students to be able to actually create collections within that collection, it's a great way for them to even work throughout the class on that as well. Katie was just saying there that it froze for her. Apologies, we can have a look into it. I mean, there aren't any limits to however many people you want to collaborate in there. Sometimes when lots of people are adding, it might just be a little bit one of those. There's not a preferred browser or anything like that, but if you want to let me know which one it is, we can have a little look into it. But yeah, sorry about that.
It does work on any browser, but I'd say preferred, really just because of the technology we use, would be Chrome, Firefox. I refresh it, fine. Chrome, actually, yeah, that should be working on Chrome. So we can have a look into that. It might be something on our side, but 99 times out of 10, it will not freeze for you or your students. And we normally say over 100 people is probably like the limit in which it may start to freeze a little or whatever. But for a class size or a team of colleagues, it is literally perfect to do that. Awesome. And then just to go back to the question of, let me check the collection. Robin that said, looks good and certainly has a place. My only concern is how it is being financially supported. So yeah, we get that question a lot, of course, because we have promised that Wakelet is free and it always will be for educators and students. But we are privately backed at the minute by our investors. We're in a pretty good position, I think it's fair to say. And we may look into premium features in the future. But as we promised, we will not impact the current site that you're using, and it will not impact educators and students directly. The good thing about Wakelet, as you can probably tell, it can be used for anything. So we have businesses, we have organizations, we have huge platforms using Wakelet, big brands in the world. And if we're ever going to charge for premium features add-ons, we would look towards them, not educators and students. We already know that educators are paying out their own pockets for certain tools and things. We would not want to add that burden on to you as well. So yeah, please just know that what you're using right now, what we've showed, will always be available to you and your students for free.
Awesome. Sandra there was just asking whether you can add an anonymous mode. So there isn't a mode to sort of collaborate anonymously. That's just so you know who is adding what content and things like that. And it's more so you can remove anyone you don't want collaborating on there. Wakelet is still working on ideas and things like that though, so we love the feedback. If anything you know, comes up when you're using it and you think it'd be a great idea, we very much work with the community of educators to build in more features and things like that, and we're still trying to make Wakelet the best platform it can possibly be. So love the feedback there. And with that, Sandra, also when you are sharing out your collection, so if say you put together a collaborative collection that you had students working on, but you didn't want their messages or anything else to be you wanted them to be anonymous, they would be. So if you then go to share that collection out, it wouldn't show the name. That's just so for you, you know who's adding what content, and for the collaborators at that time. But if you did go to do that afterwards, that's absolutely fine. They wouldn't be able to see who's posted what.
Yeah, that is a key one. That what we did then was actually anonymous. So if you didn't have a Wakelet account, you were adding anonymously, but you added your name, of course. So again, as Amy said, you will see that name and the people who are inside of it. But if you go ahead and share that out, then no one else can see it. Sean, that says, "What? I'm about to pass out with all the amazing info."
Love that.
We have so much more coming as well. I can see Alberto's message there. Way to go on supporting educators. Honestly, educators have really helped our platform grow and become the best what it is right now. Like I said, we're used all over the world by different people and places and organizations. And I'd say about 3 years ago, educators started using the platform. And that is when we saw the platform not only grow with people using it, but in stature and functionality, because the ideas that you have are amazing. So we have a community, as we said, me and Amy are from the community team at Wakelet. Our jobs are literally all about listening to the community, listening to educators, and then feeding that back to the development team to make a better platform. So stuff like not having enough money to pay for it, or already paying for stuff and Wakelet should be free. that was an early on thing that was set. We're not changing that. And then all the functionality we've introduced, like being able to embed into an LMS like Moodle, being able to collaborate with your class, they were not our ideas. They all came from people like yourselves, educators, students, tech coaches, and the whole school community. So yeah, if you have any feedback, let us know. We'd love for you to join the community that we already have set up. We'll drop a link in the chat right now. But yeah, if you want to have your say, have your voice heard, we would love to hear it. And we just want to make a better platform for you and your students and your entire school community as well.
Yeah, and just to kind of reiterate on that point, the community, I know slightly biased as we're on the community team, but like I said, it wouldn't be what it is without the educators like yourselves within that, and sort of building the platform up to what it is now, and hopefully even will be better in the future. So it's a great place to start if you are just starting out on Wakelet as well. We have so many ideas that are shared by our fantastic community. Like I said, all of the ideas that we're showing with lesson plans, portfolios, you know, they all come from educators such as yourselves who have shared those with us as well. So we'd love to take credit for it all, but we can't. Our community are fantastic and so good at offering support to each other as well. So if you have questions now or after the session, because I know we're running out of a bit of time there, but yeah, if you have any questions, James has just put our email in there as well. We're always happy to either jump on sessions or answer any questions that you may have. But yeah, have a play around with it, sign up, try it out, see what you think. Please let us know what your feedback is, and yeah, just have a bit of fun with it.
Yeah, we'd love to know. But yeah, thank you for having us as well. Hopefully you found that useful. Let us know in the chat as well as we leave if it was useful. You think you'll use Wakelet? We'd love to hear some feedback as well. But no, thank you very much. Hopefully you enjoy using Wakelet in the future. And if you need anything, we are here to support you with anything you need.
WJ there's just signed up, which I absolutely love.
Yeah, I'm frantically typing as well. Click, 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 click.
Yeah.
I run a few community practices at the university as well, so it's good to have these things where you can sort of bounce ideas. And it's good to go to these demos because you sort of go, oh yeah, it's just pretty linear, and then you go, oh, that's got its other stuff, and oh, you can do all these other cool things. And then as I said in the chat, I have to do a presentation about MtMoot anyway. So I thought, right, this is a perfect way to just introduce it to the team and just show it to them and say, okay, here it is. And they'll go, oh, okay. Because we literally just installed some plugin. And I looked at the plugin and I thought, I've already seen Wakelet does way more than that. This thing's rubbish. Why are we installing this plugin? Okay, whatever. Had a discussion with my boss and it wasn't going anywhere. So once I show them all this, I go, oh, okay. Oh, maybe we will use this. So it'd be interesting to see. Because we use this, tablets being used quite a bit. And I think this is going to be a much better tool to use.
Yeah, awesome. I think you'll find that, Robin. But yeah, thank you so much for that feedback. And I think to introduce it to your teachers and colleagues, if that's the plan, obviously use it for yourself, but share it around. Always showing the benefit. Yeah, collate your conference experience into a collection. As Chanel was saying before, having your presentation inside of Wakelet always makes sense. It makes it super easy to share your information, and then people will be like, "Oh, what's that tool? I might use it too."
Yeah, it's a great way to share it with presentations. We've recently with conferences and things like that. It's a great way, especially if you've got examples and things like that, or you're showcasing them. Pop it all in a collection, share it out with one link, and it's a super great way to send it out. So no, appreciate that feedback and the support there. So hopefully they like it. So, and of course, if you ever need anything from us to support that, let us know. Yeah,
thank you, and enjoy the rest of your conference.
Yeah, I want to thank you guys so much for joining us this morning. I tried to get you early. What time is it there where you're at?
It was nearly 4 now. So yeah, no, perfect time for us. But I know it's early for you guys, isn't it?
That's the advantage of doing it virtually. So thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it. It was just kind of a cold reach out, and I really appreciate being part of the conference. So
no, Dan, we really appreciate you having us. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's just about 1 a.m. for me in the morning in Australia.
Oh wow!
Really, Australia? Okay. So from all over.
Yep.
All right.
Love that. Well, thank you all so much. We really appreciate you joining from all corners of the world. And we always appreciate you taking the time to learn about Wakelet. So as always, yeah, please reach out if you have any questions at all. But yeah, thanks so much for having us, and hopefully we'll see some of you soon. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Enjoy.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.